Twitch doesn't say I'm live yet, so I'm just being careful. So we're waiting just until Twitch goes thumbs up. Give me a sec. On air apparently, so yeah, we're good. But we'll see. It's not saying I'm live yet. What's going on? Stream manager. Right, that says I'm. There we go. We're live. We're live. It always does this. Does it every morning day? That qualifying call. Yeah, it does it every day. It does my edit. Right, so we're back with the GT3 League this time round from Suzuka, one of my personal favourite tracks. So I should have a very interesting race tonight. The drivers definitely have a challenge ahead of them. Now, this is where the rules of the league start to... Alright, Dave. This is where the rules of this league start to genuinely affect these guys. So they have, for the race at least, they have a very specific tyre regulation, which is each driver is allocated one set of the hards, one set of the mediums and one set of the softs. That's your lot for the race. Suzuka is a very high tyre deg track, which means the softs won't really last that long. You'll struggle to get 20 minutes out of the softs, I reckon. Unless you're really good at tyre management and your name's Dave Lewis, but he's in the other league, so we don't have to worry about him. I think he's racing in this anyway, I'm not sure. So yeah, well, I guess we'll see really how it goes. The hards are noticeably slower because it's a 2-minute lap, so you're going to lose at least 2-3 seconds on the set of hards a lap. The mediums are a good middle ground. I wouldn't expect anyone to start on the softs. Alright, Millerman, cheers for jumping in. The stream says I've got no viewers, so whether that bit's just broken, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to nip away from chat just to get hold of the... if I've got it open. I did get it. Oh, I've just closed it. God's sake. Glitched. Alright. Mega. Right, so I believe the tables were sent out, so I can go through, once I've got past all the pictures of duck eggs, I can probably try and go through the tables. Yeah, I can't see them. I can't see the tables. I'll try and find them during the race and we'll go from there. Try and dig them out. Twiggy! Lots of love for the CRT boys. So we'll go through the drivers. We'll let you know the hot laps are on, so we've got about a minute and a bit to go through everyone. So Buddy, I'm pretty confident championship leader. He's in the Aston Martin. We've got Pip Didier. He's in the Mercedes. And we've got Phil G. Phil's had some great races like these. Pace is just rocking out there. Phil's out there in the Evo. Puani, who's had some good races as well. Puani had a really good time out last time at Dragon Trail Gardens. He's been rocking it lately. We've got Britsberger out as well in the BMW. He's had mixed fortunes in that car. I don't think that car's really worked for him, as you can probably tell there as it slides off through the Degnas. Mr. Sean 2284, he's out in the Merc. He had a bit of a mixed season, but has been racing really well, to be fair. D-Dot, who I popped into a stream a moment ago. If you hear from D-Dot's stream, hello and welcome. Yeah, he's struggling tonight. He's really struggling. He's out on mediums as well, which means he'll probably be coming in to change those soon. Lucky Bucky, he's in the Lexus. I think he's the only Lexus driver in the field. He had a good race last time out as well, so don't discount Lucky Bucky. Miggins, one of the championship contenders, if you remember, was involved in an incident last week. He was collected at the hairpin at Dragon Trail Gardens and dropped down the order and really had to fight his way back in the feature race. So he'll be looking for redemption tonight. He needs good points out of this. Full send 87 in the BMW. Had a great time out last time at Dragon Trail Gardens. The BMW works here. It works at Suzuka. It's very grippy, short wheelbase, it's nice, it's not too harsh on its tyres, that should work nicely. We've got Slow Seamus in the room as well, another person who had good results last time out. Lucky Bucky, we've covered him. Pip Didier, we've covered him. Duds is here as well. Duds is a new driver to the league in the Renault. I think the only Renault that's running in this lobby. We've got Cutler out as well, Mr. Master Tyre Saver, and Roving Island in the Audi. So the first pole time of 58.2 by Buddy. We do know that some drivers have been running the 57s, but This is where fuel loads and stuff kick into it. So not only have they got to compete with tyre wear, but they have to compete with the fuel depleting away as well, which does alter the behaviour of the car. They start off with about 100 litres of fuel, which is thereabouts 100 something kilos. That will ebb away during the race. The drivers during qualifying will be trying to get rid of that as quickly as possible. So the deeper into qualifying we go, the faster in theory the cars will get. So qualifying also has a strategy to it, and some drivers may have just been burning fuel for those initial few laps. Mikey Rapscallion, how you doing? Ashley, come on, full send. Evening Damo, good luck to the CRT lads. Rez is looking great, yeah he is. Millerman, I have 5 optic broadband now. It kicked in yesterday, so I'm now getting, I'm not getting any sort of like bitrate issues or anything like that. It's sound. So yeah, hopefully this improves the stream for you guys. So step 1. PC is gonna happen at some point as well, but I just don't know when. I'm waiting for this GPU shortage to sort of sort itself out, because PC prices at the minute are ridiculous. But yeah, hopefully it's easier to watch. I rewatched it last week, and yeah, I fully get where you're coming from, but there was just not a lot I could do about it. Alright then, so let's see who's in the hot seat. So Sean's out there as well on a 59.6, so P3 at the minute. I would expect this order to change as the times get in. He's just improved to a 58.7 as well, so it's a good time by Sean. Puani, yeah, these times are like 2 seconds off the lead, so a lot of these drivers will have just been getting some fuel burnt away. So this part now is where the qualifying starts, as Duds is just sat under a bridge, looking all suspicious. So a lot of the drivers now just starting their flying laps. D-Dot's on a flyer, Miggins is on a flyer after just taking pole for 58.1. Buddy is still out, but those tyres are looking a little bit ragged then. I'd expect Buddy to come in soon and get rid of those. Tons better, nice work on the upgrade. It's a basic one, mate, Mikey, but with fibre the bandwidth's just tons better. The old internet I was on, as soon as you had like 2 devices connected to it, it died. This at the minute I've got the PS2, I've got my work computer, my phone, my laptop, all sorts, and it's rock steady. So yeah, the speed's not great, but the bandwidth is what I'm really bothered about. Like the more data I can squeeze through at the same time, basically. Phil G outlap, so he's just got some fresh tyres on, so we'll see what Phil can come out of it. Full Send is a driver I will be watching tonight. He's currently on a 58.3. That BMW, I know from personal experience, has more in it. We'll see. Lucky Bucky, P6 for Lucky Bucky. It's quite a good outing. A 59.0, it's a good lap. I'm expecting the drivers to dip into the 57s once a bit of that fuel has ebbed away. What driver was that with damage? Was that Duds? Or was that Cutler? Yeah, Cutler's got heavy damage. He's had a big off pushing. So Cutler in the Dodge Viper. Still got a Ghost Realm Gaming bloody logo on there, Cutler. We're going to have a word about that, my friend. Yeah, he's had a bit of an off. Very close at the top between Miggins and Buddy. Buddy hasn't pitted for tyres. I reckon he's just burning fuel at this stage, you know. I don't get Buddy, because Full Send now has gone 58.0, so he's gone pole by nearly 2 temps. So he's starting to wring the neck of that BMW. I would probably expect Full Send to come in probably end of this lap. He's looking at 2 minutes a lap. I'd expect him in, get probably 2 hot laps in towards the end as well. That's what Miggins is doing now, with 58.1 on the board. Buddy with a 58.2, and Phil Dew 58.2 as well. So the top 4 separated by 2 temps, there or thereabouts. Sean's in, he's getting new boots on as well, so he'll head back out shortly. 58.7 for Sean at the minute. Lucky Bucky on a 59.0. He's on an outlap. Britsberger 59.3. I miss Ghost Realm. Seamus, shut up. We can fall out, mate. We can fall out. Yeah. Don't blame him for missing Bailey though. Bailey's a good kid. But I'm just glad you were still able to get some comms, even if it's terrible comms, you know. Cutler's not having a good time in that Viper. This is second off in as many laps. This is out lap now, so that's happened during Spoon, which is a pretty popular place to bin it. So yeah, it's not the end of the world really, but it's going to put a bit of scrub on those tyres, and he's now in traffic. He'll do well here just to sort of stick out of the way and let the guys come through. Full sending it then through 130R, 58.0 for full send at the minute. I don't know what his time is, or if he's improving things. He's not actually. He's not improving his time at all. Someone who is improving his time, it was D.90. He was setting personal best in the first two sectors. 59.8 for the Evo driver at the minute. Gets a little bit of a wiggle there coming out of the Casio triangle, but goes 59 dead, and that sticks him in P6. But that does improve his time there by just over 7/10 of a second, so that's a good improvement for D-Dot. He's got rid of 50 kilos of weight out of that car, so he's done a good job in the first part of qualifying. Won't want to drive a Viper around here. No, I've not really driven a Viper Jeep Group 3. Might VSL, I wish I knew actually after joining the began last November. It's on if you get onto Mature Racing Club's Facebook page, the events are all in there. The host, the head host, I guess, is Neville, but Cutler hosts this one. If you just speak to him, there is a couple of races left, and there's filler spots available, put it that way. Like if a driver can't make it, we just get a filler in to fill the grid up. So Miggins is improving his time. Full send is on an outlap. Buddy is also on an outlap, so these guys have got time for more time laps to come. Miggins, and he's on his flyers now. 58.1 for Miggins at the minute, and 10th and a half to pole. He went purple sector 1, improved in sector 2. Sector 3 then is basically all the a lot of the twisty awful bits. Little wide on Spoon, but that's not going to harm him. The Mercedes has good stability. I'm using this car in a different league at the minute. What's full send doing? He's starting his outlap now, so he's just ahead of Miggins. Miggins then purple by half a second with just 3 corners to go. Casio triangle, then you can cut a lot of this curb here. Just don't get all 4 wheels off and you should be absolutely fine. The green stuff on the inside is super grippy as well. The awful camera angles are getting it from the race director, but he screams across the line. Time to beat a 57.8, a 57.5 then for Miggins. As Puani, in the time we were covering Miggins, also went on pole. So Miggins down 57.5, Puani 57.8. So it's a Mercedes 1-2. Then we have a BMW with a 58.0. So no one else has breached the 57s yet other than Miggins and Puani. One person I'm kind of expecting to have a crack at that is Buddy. What were his sector times like? He had it in improved sector 1, it was fast as well. Lost a 10th and a half though through sector 2. Sector 3, this is where the Aston starts to stretch its legs a little bit. It's got the straight line speed, it's got the V12 engine. And one thing it doesn't have though really is a really stable back end, so you've really got to trust in the tyres. Let's see what Buddy can do here. The sector line is just towards the end of the straight as we approach 130R. We will see with the colours. Is it going to be green or is it purple? It's a green. It's a personal best by 6.5 tenths. At the minute, that is good enough probably to dispatch a Miggins. Let's just see what he can do through the Casio triangle then. Hooks the right up nicely and the left. Gets himself nicely set up for the long sweeping right hander. The car does want to go light there because it dips away on the inside. MRC Buddy 57.5 puts himself pole by 7/100ths of a second. And the Aston Martin comes in to ruin the Mercedes party, but they've got a little bit of time left. If Miggins gets over the line here, he's got time to set another one. He was improving as well, so was Puani. Puani was improving his time. He's coming through Casio triangle now. 57.8 is Puani's time. He needs to have had a mighty third sector to dispatch of Buddy. It's hard to make that sort of time up round here, and indeed he lost time, 58.7. Full send in the BMW then. What's he got in his sleeve? 58.0 for full send at the minute. Goes 58.1, doesn't manage to improve that time. Miggins Miggins does improve and dispatches the Aston Martin off pole position, 57.4 for Miggins. And that's 800ths of a second ahead of the Aston Martin. The Mercedes should get away nicely as well. Join next season for space duds. Well, yeah, cool. You typically have to set a time trial lap, mate, but if you get joined up on the Mature Racing Club Facebook page, and if you speak to Neville, oh, I need to get the link out, don't I? I've not done that yet. Yeah, if you speak to Neville, he'll talk to you about it and let you know when there's going to be room. Just give me a second. I'm just going to pop onto Facebook and get the link out. Mature Racing Club. So Miggins then, what's he able to do? 57.4 at the minute for Miggins. For the MRC to get that link. Seamus was right, I was running late. It's my own fault. There we go, posted. Winner. Right, let's check in on everyone else then, because I've focused in on this this lead fight for quite a while. Full send, P3 at the minute, Phil G. P4 for Phil G, P2 for Phil G, 57.7. He gets that. Cheers for following, JSack16. Yeah, he sticks that Evo in second place, but he's immediately sent back down to the second row of the grid by Full Send 87, 57.3 for the BMW. Miggins P2 for the time being, Phil G P3, Puani P4, Sean P5. What's happened to Buddy? Is he in the pits? Changed his tyres. Lucky Bucky's P6, 7th Seamus, 8th D-Dot. He got a 59 in and wasn't able to improve on that time. D-Dot is a streamer over on Facebook. Go and check him out. He's a good egg. Britzberger P4, massive lap at the end there. Buddy then has, yeah, he's come out and changed his tyres, so he's now P2. So it's Full Send and Buddy, front row of the grid, then Phil G and Puani. Miggins has probably done the same, so we'll get a full confirmation in a moment. But Duds, love the livery, Duds. I know it was a last minute thing, but I appreciate the sticker slapped on the side of that, mate. That's nice to see. Pip did you in 11th, Rover in Ireland in 12th. Miggins, yeah, Miggins just coming out now. He should claim, Miggins should shoot up to P2 in just a moment. D-Dot sent you. Oh, nice one. Cheers, dude. Appreciate it. So Miggins should be assuming his position, and you'll see him leap from 13th to 2nd in a moment. Cutler's going to do the same. Right, so that's your grid then. What we've got ahead is a 50-minute endurance race. Just to recap then on the tyre regulations, that's bound to spice things up a little bit. Each driver gets one set of softs, one set of mediums and one set of the hard compound tyre. They are only to use one set. That's your lot. If you absolutely kill a set of soft tyres, you can't come in and stick another set of softs, so you have to take the mediums or the hards. Once you're out of tyres, you're out of tyres. I'm afraid that's your lot. Streams are miles better quality. Thanks, dude. Hopefully the fiber's really helping. So where was Cutler in the end? This is one of the reasons why I do stream on Twitch, because because I'm going through the PS4. Cutler ended up P11, really struggling in that Viper. Once you go through the PS4, it kills you. It kills your quality anyway. I need to get a D-Dot set up and get a PC and a capture card and all that, but I ain't got that sort of money. There's Phil gone. He's coming out now. He's got to be quick about this. So Phil went to change his tyres. P4. We'll see if he starts P4. Hopefully he does. Right, so we're about to get a full confirmation of the grid then. 50 minutes of hot GT3 action coming up for you. Phil G, yeah, I can see his car there. Phil is 4th. He did it. He did it in the end. That's your brother P1. Well, the BMW doesn't get away well. And he's on the medium tyre. Miggins is on the medium. Most of these guys are starting on the medium tyre, which is a good strategy to start with. We're at Suzuka, 50 minutes ahead of us in the GT3s. I want to say Full Sense has got a false start. The BMW bogs down like an absolute hoonigan at the start. He's going to get swallowed up. Buddy gets a great start there in the Aston Martin. Jumped both Miggins and Full Send, and leading us into the first corner is MRC Buddy. Then it is Miggins. Full Send held on to third in the end. Everyone else behaving themselves towards the back. Yeah, everyone is through the first set of corners absolutely fine. Your Full Send strategy, he must have known he was going to get a bad start. He just needs to save a bit of fuel behind these cars now. I mean, he knows what he's doing obviously, but that's probably what I'd be doing. Lots of action kicking off here that D-Dot's involved in. Let's just jump on board with D-Dot. He's getting swallowed up a little bit by the BMWs behind him. But at this stage of the race, it's quite hard to make moves. It's quite a narrow circuit anyway, Suzuka. You are better off for the first 2 laps unless you've got an obvious speed advantage over the other cars. You're better off just tucking in a lot of the time. Duds actually though, Duds has a tyre advantage. So Duds is one of the only drivers out there on the soft tyre, so he's getting that tyre out of the way early. He's deep in traffic. That's risky play. Him and Pip Didier are the only ones running the soft compounder tyre. Most other drivers on the medium, with just the odd exception on the hard tyre, getting the slowest tyre out of the way straight away. I'm going to join in soon. What, in the race? So let's see what we've got going on then. Cutler's up to P9. He's had a good start. He's got the soft tyre runner of Duds behind him. D-Dot's fallen down to 11th. On the medium, so we can't get too disheartened at that. It's early days in the race. It's a long time, this race. It's a long one. And it's all about executing your game plan. Not getting too stressed. And Cutler is defending hard to Duds, who is fighting him for that position. We've got D-Dot 11th, Slow Seamus is in 12th, Pip Didier is in 13th, and Roving Ireland in 14th. Buddy's got a 1 second lead ahead of Miggins. The top 2 starting to pull away a little bit. Pawani's got past Full Send somewhere. I didn't see when that happened. It must have happened before the start of the lap, because my replay doesn't go back any further than that. But again, the BMW just needs to execute his game plan, save the fuel. The BMW's a thirsty beast. If he can just save the fuel early doors, he'll be in a good position come the end of it. He has got Phil G behind him. Phil's a fast racer, so he will be under pressure, I'm afraid. Positions unchanged elsewhere. A lot of time for Suzuka. You will notice in the race a lot of drivers are probably taking a lot less risk than they were in qualifying. I would fully expect to see less crashes and less incidents in the actual race than qualifying, because people aren't pushing just as much. Although we do have Duds with that tyre advantage really pushing on Cutler now. The Mercedes, which squats down out of the corner as well, he needs to make that advantage count. He's going to have that initial traction advantage, but he's only going to have it for a couple of laps before those tyres start to ebb away. Really spreading out too much. There's a lot of fuel management going on at the minute. I don't know why Puan is indicating, but we'll leave him to it. I'd imagine there's quite a fair bit of fuel management happening at this stage in the race, especially. 50 minutes soft tyre. You want to stretch. You don't want to stay as long on the hards. The mediums, I'd probably imagine most drivers will do like a 20-minute stint on the mediums. They'll probably do about a 10-minute stint on the hards. This is what I'd do anyway. I'd start on mediums 20 minutes, low fuel, and come in on hards, fuel for 10 minutes, go out, come back in, fuel for 20 minutes, and then go back out again on the soft tyre. Have the soft tyre at the end when your tyre's gonna be at the lightest. Lucky Bucky then, looking like a move on the BMW into turn 1, backs out of it in the end. It's a risky place to overtake, but it can definitely be done. Sean's looking to pick the scraps up from that fight in the Mercedes. Cutler's still defending away to Duds. The guys at the back mostly unchanged. The Audi though is the car on hard, so that is going to struggle initially, but the race should come to him later on. Come on, all the Lobby 2 Megane lads. Who's Lobby 2 Megane in here? Because I do comms for Lobby 1. I can't remember who's in Lobby 2. You'll have to remind me. I'm assuming you're talking about the next gen thing. Oh, Cutler. Go on, Cutler. That was a great move. Right. I saw that on shore. That was... he licked the stamp and sent that. Oh, he went a bit deep though. It was a proper send. He went a bit deep. Like, he didn't make the apex, to be fair. Oh, he's gone out wide at Spoon as well. Sean's going to have that place back, I think. He's just going to have the better run on him coming up towards 130R. Like, he'll be ahead by the time we get to 130R as well. So Sean biding his time, just being patient and getting the move made back. So he's now back up to P8. Lucky Bucky as well, still looking for a way past Britzberger. It's not looking like he can get that Lexus past the BMW at this point. He's really struggling to get that move made. Lucky Bucky though with the more powerful Lexus, you can see him reeling the BMW in. As you come down towards turn 1, he's not going to be close enough for a move at this point, so he backs out of it. Cutler's gone back for a move on Sean. Sean's going to go straight back at him though, coming through the S's. There's not really the room to move, so he has to sit tight for the time being. Dud Seamus Rebel. Right, cool. Oh, we've just come back to the top as Buddy's made a little bit of a mistake, and Miggins is back through to the top. Puani's going to get through as well. I don't think Full Send's going to be close enough. Buddy's tyres are going to be a little bit dirty. He's going to have a little bit less traction. But Buddy's defending hard there. Let's go back and have a quick look at what happened. That was coming through the S's. So he's on the left. Yeah, he just the front end just didn't rotate. There's no rotation on the front end. So that could be down to his setup. He could have took a fair bit of downforce off the car just to make it faster in the straight. I don't think that's what happened, but I just think he got aero wash at the front or something. I'm not too sure. But that's Buddy down to P3 then. We've got Puani P2. Puani's done a fantastic job. Puani and Miggins have done a great job on the tyres. Buddy's, considering he's on the same tyre compound, twice as worn. So Full Send as well. He's having tyre troubles already, but he really only needs to make them tyres last about another 10 minutes and then he's good. Phil G has not been able to attack the BMW. Britzberger's still defending to Lucky Bucky. Bucky, for all his might, has been putting that BMW under some serious pressure, and Britzberger's been able to hold him off for the time being. Sean, since getting past Cutler, Duds has followed him through as well. Cutler's now off the track as well. D-Dot's through to P10, Cutler P11. We'll go back and have a look at that. Slow Seamus in P12, Roving Ireland in 13th. Pip Didier, not having a great time with it. It's Pip Didier. He's got a little bit of damage. He's adding off somewhere, and unfortunately Pip Didier is off. We might see if we can go back and have a look and see what happened to that. Meanwhile, I want to see what happened to Cutler. It's coming into the Casio triangle. Oh, D-Dot had a little bit of a collision with D-Dot there. Seamus was going for the one on him. It suddenly got 3 wide going into the Casio triangle, and Cutler just got a little bit late on his braking. Let's see if we can go back and have a little bit more context to that, shall we? So D-Dot was ahead, basically, so he was entitled to the line. Yeah, I can see where that incident came from. And I think it's pretty blameless as well. Like, D-Dot had the position, had the right to the corner. Cutler had a nose in, so had a right to fight for the corner. But it's 130R, so it's not a corner you should normally really fight for. Full Sand's dropped down to P5. Let's see if we can see what happened to Pip Didier first and foremost. What happened to him? No, he already had damage at that point. So whatever happened had happened to him earlier on. He's been in and he's been in and fixed the damage. Obviously hasn't bid in for tyres because he's not. Well, he is allowed to. I think he can, but he just hasn't. Because then he'd have to go really long on the hards. Right, so a bit of a race report then for you. So Miggins leading the way by 1.6 seconds. He has a great opportunity now to just put his strategy into play, clean air ahead of him, doesn't have to necessarily worry about any other cars, and can just lap nice and cleanly. Same for Puani, really. He hasn't got Buddy immediately breathing down his neck. And Phil G seems to be executing his own game plan as well. Full send from the front row of the grid down to P5. Race hasn't got off for a great start to him, but it might come to him later. We will see. It is a long race. We've got 40 minutes to go. Anything can happen in 40 minutes, as you've seen what has happened already in the opening, like 10 minutes. Anything can happen. Britsberger has carried on defending nicely to Lucky Bucky. Sean, after getting past Cutler, has pulled a gap to Duds and has started to close in on his friend up ahead, Lucky Bucky. So we'll see if they start attacking each other. Duds is killing those tyres. Those softs are absolutely knackered. Cutler's mediums, meanwhile, are nice, but he's this Viper's not enjoying life. Not enjoying life at all. Seamus then, he's out on the mediums as well. He just seems to be plodding along, doing his own thing at the minute. D-Dot had a 2:11 lap. What happened to you, mate? We're not going to go back far enough, are we? Lap 5, something happened to D-Dot. Oh, we've got Seamus off as well. Just for your little joke, mate, let's have a look at what happened. Oh, you donut. That's you meant to stick to the track, Seamus, not the gravel. Finish with tea. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get 11 viewers in. Hello to you. Yes, I did just see that. I had a gob full of tea at the time and didn't want to shout about it, but Miggins appeared to get it wrong at the Casio Triangle. See, braking point is about 125 metres. Yeah, he's way late. He's way late on the brakes there. Does the right thing and doesn't panic to make the corner, but yeah, he did the right thing, I think. I don't think anyone can argue that was an unsafe re-entry. He didn't really get in the way of any cars or anything, so I'd be fine with that. That mistake cost him 4 seconds and 2 positions. It's now put Puani into the lead of the race. Buddy here has a bit of an opportunity. He's carrying a little bit of a penalty as well. But Buddy has an opportunity just to get back ahead and dictate the pace. I think he was more comfortable leading the race, because that meant he could just dictate the pace of the cars behind. He's driving someone else's race at the minute, Buddy, and he doesn't want to be doing that. Miggins now. Commentators cursed him a little bit by saying he had a great opportunity 2 laps later. He stacked it at Casio Triangle, but that's racing, I guess, sometimes. Sean has got past Lucky Bucky, so Sean's been climbing the order ever since the race started. He's now up in P7. Next car on the list for Sean is Britsberger, and Sean's doing a marvellous job of managing tyres as well. A lot of the cars around him have got increased tyre wear on those mediums. Sean is delicately handling that car around the circuit, and it's telling his tyre wear he's able to keep more pace in that car. I.e. Britsberger's now started dipping into the 2:01. Sean's still in the 2 minutes, so he's able to manage the pace a little bit more. So those on the mediums are now starting to feel those tyres go a little bit. Miggins here, does he go for the attack on Buddy? He doesn't go for it at 130R. He might delay it for the Casio Triangle. No, he's too far back. He is too far back. He had to defend to Phil instead. Full send is on full send. Oh, full send attack mode against Phil, but unfortunately he's just got it wrong coming out of the Casio Triangle. This appears to be the most common place for drivers to make mistakes. Did he just get too much curb? Yeah, he just picked up too much curb on the exit. And that is GT Sports physics at its finest, but that's put him down to P7 now. So that's put Britsberger and Sean ahead of him. We've got Duds in the pits, so he's getting rid of those softs. So those softs on Duds' car lasted 15 minutes. Yikes. Puani still leading the way. Buddy, hot pursuit P2. I'm looking at fuel levels of these, and Puani has done the best job out of all of them in managing his current fuel load. He's got significantly more than pretty much every other driver around him. So Puani at this way is poising himself nicely. A long way to go in the race. We're not even at half distance yet. We're about a third of the way through. There's plenty of time left for things to go wrong. Phil G back up to P4. Britzberger is about setting the head of Sean. I think the incident with full send last lap would have just affected their pace a tiny bit. Sean can extend his medium stint here though, just with that tyre wear. He might not, but he could. If he really wanted to, he could extend that stint. Oh, we've got a car that's just gone a little bit wide in the background, and we can go and have a look at that in a moment. Who was it? It was... Oh, D-Dot's got engine damage. What's happened to D-Dot? Oh no, he's had that since the start of the lap, so he's carrying that engine damage the entire lap. I'm sure he won't mind the fact that I've missed that. But unfortunately for D-Dot, he's got to go the entire lap. It's a long lap as it is, Suzuka. He's got to go all of it with an absolute knackered engine, then he's got to pit again. I guess the good news is he might be coming up to his pit stop already, but by the time he gets back round, he's going to have lost a lot of time. Battling away for P2. Got Buddy and Miggins fighting their way round the S's. Sean is now making that attack on Britzberger, so it is the battle of the Germans. It is Sean versus Britzberger with a BMW behind as well. So Sean is in a BMW sandwich right now. He'll want to get this move made on Britzberger pretty sharpish. We do have a car in the pits. I don't know who it is yet. We'll go back and have a look. It was Pip Didier that made the mistake, and he's got engine damage as well, so we have still got that on replay, so unless something brilliant happens, we'll go back and have a look at that. In fact, let's go and have a look at Pip Didier, what happened. I think he's I think he might be taking no further part in this one, ladies and gentlemen, but he was coming round to Spoon. He was actually due for getting lapped. So he pulled out of the way. Yeah, he pulled out of the way there. Yeah, just made a mistake there. 1 second. My daughter said she's got 2 fakes, so I'll have to go and sort that. Right, so we've got Buddy in the pit. Let's get rid of his mediums now. So it is about the time I'd expect to see these guys in, but Buddy's going to try and execute an undercut here. Dan Bolden here, hope all is well. It is good, my friend, it is good. All is well. Right, so this is where the pits, this is where it gets confusing because I start forgetting who's had what tyre and all sorts. Most drivers, the only driver that hasn't got the fast tyre to come is Duds. Buddy's gone onto the softs now, so he's going to have to take the hard tyre right at the end of the race. But he just this is the key part of the race for Buddy. This tyre has to last. He doesn't want to be spending too long on those hards because you just bleed time. So yeah, critical stage of the race for Buddy. Puani, great job on fuel management for Puani. Cheers for the follow, appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I just stream on Twitch. It's a bit easier it's more built for streaming. YouTube, they kind of made it so you could stream on YouTube, but Twitch is just designed for it, so it's just a better platform, I think. Sean then, up to P4 for Sean. Still doing a great job on his tyre management. The drivers he was competing with pitted, and as I say that, he runs wide at Spoon. And unfortunately for Sean, that's going to put a nice flat spot on the side of his tyres, but he should be okay with recovering that. But that is going to let Buddy through, so a nice easy overtake for Buddy and Lucky Bucky, unfortunately. But we'll see what Sean chooses to do with that. Cutler's absolutely destroyed the rears of his, so he just shows you how much that Dodge is leaning in the corners, because the rear tyres are taking an absolute kicking. Britsburg on full send, they're coming out on the hard tyres, so I'd expect these to be short stints, unless they don't think they can take the softs that long. If you're alright with tyre management, I'd expect you can get 20 minutes out of a set of softs without too much adverse effects. So they're probably where I'd expect them to be strategy wise. Seamus's mediums are trashed. Yeah, most drivers are coming in now. Look, we're having a bit of a pit influx now. Pip Didier though with engine damage, he's not having a good time of it, is Pip Didier. I try it, it's good mate. I think you can then just export everything out to YouTube afterwards anyway. Oh, Miggins has had an off. That's going to give Pirani a little bit of breathing space. They were really close together. Miggins, who was eyeing up a pit stop anyway. Just coming through the first deck net again, just air a wash on the front. It just sweeps the front away and he goes into the gravel. That's lost him a couple of seconds there. Giving Pirani some breathing space. Pirani's still got nearly a quarter of a tank of fuel remaining. And a 3-second lead at the top of the field. He has got to take the slowest compounded tyre yet, but then again, so is everyone else behind him, really. So it's looking good for Pirani so far. Oh, Cutler's still struggling on that with that Viper. It's the back end's just not wanting to sit down anymore. Phil G's getting rid of the hard tyre now. So this may see Phil drop back a little bit. Britsburger's also on the hard, so is Full Send, so is Lucky Bucky, so is Sean. Most drivers then taking the hard for the medium for the middle stint, which makes sense. Yeah, Darren, if you want a bit of help, mate, you know who I am. I wouldn't say I'm a Twitch expert, but I know the basics. Just link your account to your PS4 and away you go, basically. You can download an app, set your channel up. I just use the same channel art that I do for YouTube, and yeah, set it up that way, dude. You get a few more organic viewers as well. Like you do just get random people coming in, because like they just click on the game and then they see the streamers. Yeah. So Duds has got past the slow Irish one. Twitch app on PS4. Yeah. You know when you press broadcast, it should have it next to YouTube. It should be there already. You shouldn't need to do anything to add that. Right, so. Oh no, Buddy's got engine damage. What's he done? Oh my days, that's a big accident. That's a big accident then for the Aston Martin, and that's happened early days as well. Oh yeah, he lost it. He lost the same sort of, nearly the same place as he did last time as well. That's a big off. That's medical car out and everything in real world. That'll be a full safety car, but that's going to drop Buddy right down the order. Then Miggins has already got past. Miggins on the hard tyre. Buddy's using the soft, so Buddy will just pit in for damage and he'll just carry on those tyres. But he has scrubbed those tyres quite a lot. Phil G's going to scream past him here. So will Lucky Bucky and Sean. Down for the count. Thanks for following, mate. Good evening to you, Squire. What you're tuning in for, ladies and gents, is the Mature Racing Club Team Oliver Racing GT3 League. This is a Pro-Am lobby. There is a Pro lobby that is streamed by Dark Smoker over on YouTube. Go check him out, he's a good bloke. Pirani family pits, by the way. So this, as you probably guessed, is GT3 cars. This is a 50-minute endurance race from Suzuka. The drivers are very specific. This is more of a sim. So this is full damage. This is heavy tyre wear, fuel depletion. This is full tuning as well. So the drivers will set the cars up for the track. Now they can adjust everything from camber, angles, roll bars, toe in, toe outs, the lot. and they have only one set of softs, one set of mediums and one set of hards to last them the entire race, and that is already proving to be a very, very different option for most drivers. Most started on the mediums, but this middle stint we're in at the minute, with a lot of drivers on hards, some on softs. So ProAm's come out on the soft tyres and he's gone heavy fuel as well. So I don't know, to me that makes no sense. Why would you put more weight in your car than you have to? Because you can't go all the way with that. He's got to run the hards. You can't go all the way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But ProAm is going to put Miggins under some pressure then. So these two are going to start fighting. ProAm has got the time advantage here. Miggins will want to hold him up as much as possible. The more he does it here, the less he has to fight him later. We've got Buddy now with his repaired damage. He's just trying to get that back. Buddy though, with his softs, ran a 57.4 in the race. So he's not hanging about. He's got to try and rescue points from this now. His damage limitation for Buddy. The cars he's fighting are on hard tyres. He'll have an advantage when it comes to braking. He should be able to get these moves made relatively straightforward. Yeah, most drivers now on the hard compound tyre. So D-Dot's still going in 13th. Kudos to him. He's had a bit of a race to forget. But he's still going, you know what I mean? You've got to admire that. He don't want to quit, so credit to him. These two still fighting. They were having a good old battle through Spoon, were ProAm and Miggins, and ProAm made that move stick, and then Miggins got him straight back again. So Miggins, even though he's on a hard tyre, full send's on and off somewhere, I think. What's happened to full send? Not sure actually. I think he just got taken by Buddy. Buddy then got past Sean as well. So Buddy now up to P5. He's got a little bit of clear air in front of him. The next car up ahead is Lucky Bucky on hards. Yeah, that's what kind of put me off. Well, I wouldn't say put me off. Like, what most drivers do, mate, is they have a base setup that they feel comfortable with, and then they just tweak the gearbox and the downforce for each track. So, like, if you were to go to Monza, you take all the downforce out of the thing, and you just make it like a slippery heel. But for Suzuka, you want a lot of downforce because you've got a lot of high-low corners. You want to be able to carry that speed through those corners. And then the gearbox as well. All you basically do is do a bit of testing and make sure that you're maxing out the top gear at the end of the longest straight. And then your gearbox is set up. And that's it. So there's not a lot to it, but I get what you mean. But the guys will help you with setups, you know what I mean? Like when I was in there, they were sharing each other's setups around and all sorts. So yeah, it's competitive, but it's also they kind of want to help teach you the ropes as well. Speak to Nav, mate. Speak to Nav, and just sort of see what you think, because it's interesting. You kind of get to know a little bit more about the cars as well. You know, as you go through with the setup, and Buddy must have made a nice move then on Lucky Bucky. We'll go and have a look at that. You just get to know what works, because you go testing on a track and you just take a little bit of like damp off, and suddenly the car's a lot stiffer through the corners, and you're like, oh, I can carry a few more mile an hour through that corner. But the trade-off is like you lose a little bit of stability, like just normal cornering. So you just kind of have to figure out what you want to do. I'm rambling again, aren't I? Yeah, I do that. Alright, so Buddy's got to make these softs count. The cars ahead of him, other than ProAm, because ProAm is using a similar strategy to Buddy, where he's just going to go on this soft compound for as long as he possibly can. Phil G, Miggins, they both have the soft to take next, as far as I'm aware. So do all the cars behind him as well. So Sean, full send. These two have been embroiled in a nice little battle for a couple of laps now. These have got the soft tyre to come. So with Lucky Bucky, Bricksberger and Cutler, they all have the soft tyre to come next. Dudds has taken the hard, so he's got the medium to come next, which isn't a bad tyre at all. Seamus will have the soft, Roving Island will have the soft next. D-Dot's in the pits, so he's getting some fuel. He's out on the hards now. So that's him going to the end, I think. Full tanks, and he'll just go to the end now. So the good news for D-Dot is everyone ahead of him has got another stop to make, I think. I think he's done all his stops now. So it's basically have a play and see what's... Yeah, basically. You get a baseline set up and just tinker with it, you know. It's a mixture of endurance races and sprint stroke feature race format as well. So some, like last week at Dragon Trail, it was just 2 sprint races. It was a 14 and a 22 lap race around Dragon Trail Gardens. Whereas this one is the Enduro with these tyre walls. The other one, you tend to have the feature race, you have to use 2 compounds of tyre and you have a pit window. It's good. It's good. It's good to commentate on, so it must be good to race it as well. And Curry, no. No, mate. Just no. Not no. Encourage James H to bring tuning into season 5. No, I'm not game for that. To be honest, you sort of then you narrow down your the pool of people you're appealing to, essentially. Which you might see it as a good thing. I see it as a bad thing in terms of if you want a series like that. This series is that's what it's always been. It's what it always will be. It is the full sim experience sort of thing, whereas I don't think that's what Infinity GT's sort of all about, for me anyway. But if you want to bring it in, mate, then I'll do live comms, as I hate racing in it. I ain't got time to set cars up. I ain't got time to do that, mate. It's one of the reasons why I pulled out of this. It was too time consuming. It was taking up my life. I'd spend like a Tuesday night, all Tuesday night, setting up a car. I'd go out, I'd do laps, I'd take my baseline, then I'd do laps, then I'd come in, change one thing, do laps, come in, change it back, see if it's better, you know what I mean, it takes ages. I obsessed about it. All about fuels. I hate fuel saving. I hate it. Hate it. I get why it's in there, but it just makes like it gives it Pickles an even more of an advantage because he's a master fuel saver. I'm not. I can drive on fuel save, but I just can't do it to the level he does it. What he does is another world. Right, so we have 15 minutes remaining. We've got a lot of this race to play out yet. We've got pretty much everyone's got to stop again yet. So this story is far from written. And Piwani, though, is writing his own chapter right now. He's lost a lot of time on that last lap. That last lap was a 2:03.8 for Piwani, so he must have had a little bit of an off somewhere. He's pushing those softs a little bit too hard, I think. They've been on that car for 5 laps now at CS, so he's done alright with him, to be fair. I will take that back. But Piwani has the slowest tyre to come, I think, so whereas Phil G has the fastest tyre to come. Miggins also has the fastest tyre to come, and Buddy has to take the hard, yeah, I think. So this is all going to change. This will all change. That seems a lot harder. It is, but it's rewarding. Like this is the bit that's hard to convey when you get it right. Like, put it this way, this track I can do sort of low 57s if I push it in a tuned Merc. Take tuning off and the best I can get is a 59. Can't ring any more about that, because with the tuning you can just tweak the way it behaves through the S's, and yeah, you've just got more control over it. So it's very rewarding, but it's also very time consuming. And I just haven't got the time at the minute to plumb into a league like that. For Infinity GT, I do half an hour's practice. That's it. And that's usually just track familiarisation and figuring out what I can do to a stint, and then I just work my strategy out there. Track he dominated in season 3. Yeah, I did. I like his track. Yeah, I did. But if I remember then, I was doing 58s. We were doing 58s in quali. They were bop cars, and I'm usually pretty nifty around Suzuka as well. So, we'll see. Right, buddy. My buddy, he's got the slowest stint to come yet, and he's gonna have to start that stint probably at the end of this lap. I'm sure he's not taken the hards yet. Sean and Lucky Bucky having yet another little fight. These two on a very, very similar strategy, so these guys will be pinned together throughout the remainder of the race. Not dominating anything this season, not with Pickles hanging about. I was hoping to be doing that at Brands, but I was quietly confident about winning Brands. Obviously would never say that when Pickles is in the room because he'd just destroy you, but I was quietly confident about it. And then he came along, didn't he? Mr. Alien. Oh, but he's trashed them softs. To say how trash them softs are though, he's still doing 58s. So credit to you, buddy, mate. You're wringing the neck out of that thing after that accident. What else is going on? We've got Duds out there on the hard. This is his first race. He's done no practice, so I don't think he'll have a setup on that car either. So he's probably riding a BOP car, so it won't like it at all. D-Dot's got a bit of one. He's had a bit of a one for Forget. Seamus, he's out on the hards. Oh, Britsburger's got some big damage on that BMW, and he's had that. He's carried that for the lap basically. Cutler P8. That's not bad for Cutler so far. He's doing all right. Buddy has pitted. He's got a little bit of a penalty. Comes out in P6. Now most of the cars ahead of him are going to have to pit again. He's got 12 minutes remaining on the hard compound tyre. That should take 2 seconds a lap off your time. Should take 2 seconds a lap off your time. So expect him to be in the 202s, 203s. Full Send and Lucky Bucky should be pitting soon. So that will drop them behind Buddy, but they should catch back up to him again in theory with the tyre advantage. Same for Phil, Miggins, and Phil and Miggins who have to pit again. Pirani looks like he's going to be going to the end, but doesn't he have to take the hard yet? See what I mean about getting confused. Initially and GTC, what are you racing? I don't. They've got 2 weeks off. Nice. But at the same point, Idle, don't like ram pressure on yourself, because I don't know, you tend to push a little bit too hard when you do that, and it never ends up well. I'm talking from experience here. I did that in season 3. It never ended well. So Miggins pits then from P2. Puani is carrying on, but he's starting to drop pace with those tyres now, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure he's got to take the hards on yet. I'm sure he has. Miggins has got the softs to come, so has Phil G. That rookie league, mate, it's just a placement league. It's so we can sort of judge your pace. Sort of an idea Seamus had. It's a good idea actually, quite like it. We'll see how it works in practice. It might turn out to be terrible, but the theory of it's good. So rather than putting people in random leagues based on what we think they're like and then it going wrong, just get a placement league, then it should alleviate that problem. Fair enough, mate. Fair play. Right, so this is where the race starts happening now. So we've been watching this for 40 minutes. This is where it starts to unfold. The leader is 16 seconds up the road. I think he's probably got about enough fuel to get to the end. Might need to put just a lap's more worth in. He's just got to come in for tyres now. A tyre splash and dash pit stop is about 16 seconds. So Miggins is in a prime spot here because it's on the soft compounder tyre. The longer Puani stays out, I guess. Man, you're saying that Puani, I'm sure, has got to come in and take the hards anyway, so it's not going to matter. But Miggins is just going to reel him in. Miggins will be doing 58s, 59s, you bet you. Same for Phil G. Phil will now just pick the pace up. He's not at risk of being overtaken by anyone from behind, but when Puani pits, he'll be around Phil, I reckon. Bit of a field spread. Yeah, there is, but it's a 40-minute race at Suzuka in tuned GT3 cars, where most of them are riding around with knackered tyres. So yeah, there is a bit of a field spread. Sean's having a great race. I'm just going to throw this out there, like one of the drivers of the day for me, just in how he's attacked this race. He's had great tyre management, he's had great fuel management. Please don't bin it off now, but he's done superb so far. He's on the soft tyre, he's going to the end. He has got Buddy behind him, but Buddy's on the hard tyre, so I will be honest, Buddy's probably not a threat at the minute. 3.2, yeah, that gap's just growing. At full send, he started this race P2. In the minute it's P7, but he's on the soft tyre. He's going to the end. There's a few drivers ahead that are yet to pit. Are there? No, it's Puani that's yet to pit. D-Dot gets out of the way of Puani. And Puani carries on. He's going to take a little of that hard on as possible. And yes, I did just say hard on the internet. Good man. Good man, good man. Yeah, it'd be good to see you in the GT3. See, what I like about the GT3 is it's just you can just pick it up and be relatively competent, providing you know the tracks. Because you don't need to sound okay, you don't need to overly practice. Yeah, you've got tyre wear, but it's not dramatic, and there's none of that daft fuel saving, which I like. I like not having fuel saving. Mainly because I can't fuel save as well as a lot of other people can, so I'm immediately at a disadvantage by doing that. Duds has got a little bit of damage on that Mercedes. Mr. D-Dot, he's coming in again. How many times has this lad pitted? Puani carries on for another lap. Right, he's really not. I'm sure, unless I've missed it, like, can anyone who's been watching this the whole way tell me if Puani pitted earlier and put hards on? No fuel saving was helpful. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I fully understand it's a problem that is probably isolated to just me. But, like, I don't know, at Brands, for example, in the IGTMS, if I didn't have to fuel save, yeah, Pickles would have probably still won, but it wouldn't have been as easy for him as yeah, it wouldn't have been as easy for him as it was. I don't know. Oh, buddy! Oh, that's a Tokyo. Dave, you'll be proud of that one, mate. Dun 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 dun. Tokyo Drift song. He has lost that place to Lucky Bucky in the end though, so that's put it down to P6. So a bit of a race recap. 6 minutes remaining. That in laps is about 3 laps time. So Puani leads by 10 and a bit seconds, but that lap has been shrinking because Miggins is putting in some fast time behind him. Miggins now on the soft tyre is going all out and is set to is basically set to catch Puani. Phil G, if anything's been going even quicker than Miggins, so the EVA really working around here for Phil tonight. He's 1.8 seconds behind the Mercedes driver. Sean, P4, 59.8 at the minute. It was his fastest lap, but he's just having a consistent race. and I swear Suzuka, you just need to be consistent and stay on the black stuff, and Sean's proving that tonight. Lucky Bucky P5. ProAm does pit. Right, we'll jump back up to this then. So he is indeed adding a little bit of fuel to that car, but it will only be a splash and dash. He's straight out of the pits. Takes the hard. He's got a hard on. And ProAm with the hards on is out of the pits and is 3 and a bit seconds ahead of Miggins. The chase is on them. Miggins on the soft compound. That lap did a 58.4. When he was on the hards, he was in the 202s. So, in theory, Miggins should be past ProAm by the end of the lap. Yeah, you're right, Melloman. You're right. I just got confused because I thought, like, my theory with it was, why did he put effectively 25 kilos of weight in a car when he didn't need to? You know what I mean? He was carrying that extra fuel all the time he was on softs, and he just didn't need to have it. If he needed to pit again for hards, he could have just refueled then. Miggins setting personal best lap time, sector times 1.7 seconds behind ProAm. It's gonna be a scrap. That Phil G's dropped back a little bit at 58.6 that time around for Phil G. Sean just set his personal best lap time. He's going just as fast as ever now. He's pulling a gap to Lucky Bucky. Not by much though. Lucky Bucky's got really good pace tonight as well. He's actually pulling away from I'm sure Buddy's championship leader. Buddy's getting caught by Full Send, who's just set the fastest lap of the race of 57.3. Unsure if that's extra points, I can't remember. Then we've got Britsberger out in P8. Slow Seamus P9. He's actually not having a bad race. Seamus is in a relatively lowly position, but he's been picking positions up as he goes. Cutler not having a good time in the Viper. Poor qualifying session, put him right in the middle of the park, and he just got involved in a lot of fights. P10. Roving Island in the Audi, not someone we've really seen too much of. He's now on the softs, and I'd imagine is just starting to pick up the pace a little bit. We've got Duds, first time out in the league, unlikely to have a setup on that car. P12 for Duds, and then D-Dot, 58.1 for D-Dot. So now he's on the softs. He's rocking. He's absolutely flying. Meanwhile, the battle at the top, ProAm versus Miggins, as they come through the S's for the 24th time of asking, and that's not a good angle, is it? We'll just jump on board with Miggins actually. So it's Merc versus Merc. Miggins might just have to be patient here. Overtaking in sector 2 at Suzuka is a dangerous feat. He never went for that, mate. Mind you, the hairpins are usually a solid place to launch a yeet down the inside of. Let's see if Miggins does that. No, bides his time. ProAm defends it. Oh, ProAm just got a bit of a snap of oversteer on the exit then. Miggins has got a run on him. It's side by side. And that's Miggins through to the lead of the race. He's got a tyre advantage. It was going to happen at some point, in my opinion. ProAm might well try and fight that, but he'd be better placed just making sure he's just sticking in the toe with Miggins, because he's got Phil G behind him. Phil's on a rampage as well. So compared to ProAm's fastest lap, coming towards the end, yeah, it's about 1.5 seconds you lose on the hards at least, or 2 seconds. ProAm is fighting him. He's not letting go of him easily. Phil G holding P3 at the minute. Sean is getting caught by Lucky Bucky. He made a mistake somewhere along this line. Sean is getting caught by Lucky Bucky, but he's only got a survive for another lap. Miggins, is he going to come in for fuel? Oh, no, you're kidding. So Miggins made he'll be firing the strategist. A little bit of an error on the fuel calculation there, and he's had to come in for a little bit more fuel. Just one. This is the last lap now. This is it. I'd have just parked in front of ProAm and fuel saved like hell, but I get why he pitted, just to secure it. Because if he'd have run out of fuel, that's it. You lose tons of places. So I think he's just taking the save points rather than risk it, which is fair. So now it's a case of Phil G has suddenly been shown a potential opportunity for a win here. He's got a car in front of him on very, very ungrippy tyres, and that Evo, although it's soft, has seen better days. That Evo's definitely got better pace at this stage in the race. So Miggins 2 and a bit seconds behind them. We've got Sean holding 4th at the minute, nice and consistent. Lucky Bucky hasn't managed to reel him in much, but they're both having to fuel save. Full Sense trying to get a move made on Buddy. We've got Cutler, who's going to be the last one out. Roving Island's going to finish the race now, so he'll only complete 24 laps. Right, last couple of corners then, and it's after 50 minutes, it's come down to the final few corners between Pirani and Phil G. Can Pirani hold on? Phil G goes for the move, he gets it wrong. Oh no, he's gone round. That's going to hand Miggins P2. We'll have to check and see if that was a potential late move or anything, but Pirani's going to come through to win the race. Miggins P2, Phil G is going to get P3 in the end with Sean P4. Lucky Bucky in 5th. Buddy is going to hold off Full Send in P7. Right, I just want to have a while we can. What happened? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can just jump on board for it. Right, so he backed out here. He was always going to go for the move at Cassia. Oh no, I think he was yeah, that's, I'll be honest, that's on Phil. I think he was expecting Pirani to move over and he didn't. It's worth a go, you know. It's definitely worth a go. So Full Send then in the end finishes 7th. He'll be disappointed with that. He got some engine damage on the last lap. Brixberger P8, Slow Seamus P9, Cutler P10, Roving Island P11 in the end with Duds in P12, D-Dot in P13 and Pip Didya, after only completing 7 classified laps, is in last place. Lucky Bucky, good race for you, Lucky Bucky, mate. P5. I think you and Sean both executed really good strategies. Your strategies were on point. Not just that, your execution of said strategies was on point as well. Because it's easy to come out with something on paper, but pulling it off is a different matter, and you both did a great job with that, so well done. Credit where it's due, boys. But your winner is Pirani, won eventually by 1.2 seconds. What would have been if Miggins didn't have to pit again? Miggins would have won the race for me, but shoulda, woulda, coulda and all that. Sorry, I just had to stand up and get something. Let's have a look what the comments are. Well done, Full Sands. Seats wet through. Oh, you pissed yourself. Cheers, Milliband. Phil, no, mate, I'd have gone for the move as well. You kind of had to. So, no, it's fine. Didn't affect anything in the end. It's all good, dude. Cheers, Ashley, and thanks for the follow. I'm sure you followed earlier. If not, please follow. Thank you. Yeah, good racing. It was good racing throughout, and I, you know, didn't really see out dodgy. Yeah, D-Dot's had enough. He's going to go and shoot some people on Warzone, isn't he? I'll have to drop in and say hello, but yeah, I knew he was. I knew he was dreading tonight. Better races ahead for that lad. You're pissing yourself. Mind you, it's a 50-minute race. It's one of them, innit, where you start the race and then you're like, oh, I should have got loop. Oh, right, what track next? It's all real world tracks now, isn't it? So, what one's, which one's coming up? I know Bathurst is on the list, but I'm sure that's last. Because I love Bathurst. I can't wait for that one. What are you saying? Well done to me for winning a race. I'd have been spanked in this one. Yeah, what track next? I can't remember. Nev does post this stuff up, but I never remember. He ran out of fuel. Yeah, so let's have a look. Race results. So these are your full results. In the end, it was 1.2 seconds between ProAm and Miggins. Phil finished third, Sean fourth, Lucky Bucky fifth, Buddy sixth, Full Send seventh, Britsburger in eighth, Seamus in ninth, Cutler 10th, Roving Island 11th, Duds 12th, and D-Dot in 13th. Yeah, Phil, I think you would have had him. You weren't to know though. I think Phil, if you didn't go for that move at Cassia, you'd have had him. But you wouldn't have known that at the time. Bathurst next. Oh yes, I can't wait for that one. Oh, tune in next week for Bathurst. I love Bathurst. It's my favourite track. Yeah, so we're back with the Team Oliver Racing League next week. So Wednesday from 8:30 we'll be at Bathurst. So tune in for that. I think that's normally an Enduro, isn't it? You might as well do an Enduro at Bathurst. It's what it's designed for. In terms of streaming, we'll be live again tomorrow night with the Megans. I think they're at Interlagos this week, I want to say. I'm guessing, I think it's Interlagos. No, it's not Interlagos because they've already done it. Anyway, some track next on tomorrow night with the Megans. Then it is... There'll be a video dropping for the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series over on YouTube soon. I've not recorded it yet, but I'll be having to drop it soon. And then the GT3 ones. Yeah, I'm very busy at the minute. Cheers, Phil G. Thought he was going to move. Yeah, no, I did too, to be fair. His car behaviour was sort of showing that. It was 2 sprint races. Oh no, disaster. It'll still work though. It'll still work. I just like a Bathurst Enduro. It's a personal preference. Right. Cheers for jumping in the stream, ladies and gents. Do appreciate it. Pit glitch on Connor. He didn't affect anyone at all. Yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go and record some other videos now, and I'll see you in the next one, people. Bathurst next week. I'll see you back then. Take care. Bye bye.